Tag ni mo diyan, Nick. Kamusta man ka bay?
Ikaw may kamusta?
You know what? I actually scheduled an important meeting.
Uh-huh.
Itong duha kay murag I don't want to have to think about it because I usually arrange my schedule around a Lakers game, right? Pero kato ako
Right.
yung gibutangan og meeting para dili ko makaunahon na og maayo. Kay medyo although we are still hoping against hope, pero pag tanaw nako sa game 4, even game 3, murag dinag yun ni murag lisod yung gayo. So ikaw ba, how do you feel about first of all the early exit of the Los Angeles Lakers?
What did I tell you yesterday morning? You mentioned like you want to talk about today's game. I was like, nah, kay Boko, it's gonna be a first round exit. Sure na jud ko daan.
Okay,
I
okay.
didn't want to talk about it. So it was actually good that you messaged me today
Okay.
for some closure, okay? It's true. What am I getting about?
Okay, okay.
Kuan good. You di ba we always when we last talked we were saying who's gonna be the Lakers in the 7 game stretch.
Okay.
Kadang that was our Delulu thoughts.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
you have LeBron and then you
Mm.
have Luca. If it were LeBron, siguro nga mga 10 years ago,
Mhm.
he didn't even need a center. You know, he would dunk on anybody.
Okay.
And with Luca, good. Let's say
Mm.
for example,
Mhm.
if that were the case, fighter ka na din. But this one is very different. Kay, but yun, good. They don't have an answer to Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
In the last game, Gobert had like what 24 rebounds,
Yeah.
Bato?
Yeah.
I think it was like 24 rebounds, and
Mhm.
then the team collectively had like 20 plus.
Mhm.
Murag di mada, oy. Murag, usa naman eh.
Um,
Wa
uh,
mo kay-
by the way, if you can turn on your video, is that okay?
Oh sure.
Yeah.
Sige,
There you
sige,
go.
let's
We
do
can
that.
see you now. There you go.
Oh,
That's
hi.
how Nicholay looks like. Because we're
Hello,
actually on
hello.
YouTube right now. I'll send you the link so you can see us on YouTube as well. So
Oh, we are.
si kana si Gulbert ba? Si
Okay.
Gulbert, Rudy Gulbert. During their last game, regular season game, and even during the was it the last season, murag Luca has his number, right?
Right.
Murag
Right.
makakita gud niya one ni gud ba, di ba? One ni gud niya
Yes.
si Gulbert, pero nga naunsa man ning pag-unsabay nga murag that did not end up like that in this case.
Kuan, credit goes to the team. Credit goes to the Timberwolves. Kay they were able to pretty much dismantle the defense of the Lakers because kay bao sila nga, the Lakers are so short-handed on defense.
Mm.
So you just put Rudy Gobert right there. He's gonna take care of the rest. Imagine na lang good kato lang daan nga game. 24 rebounds for he dismantled the defense. Unya, kato, I messaged this yesterday. What man guys, they don't have an answer for Julius Randle even.
Mm.
If you don't even have an answer for Julius Randle, unsa pa may imo itubag ni Rudy Gobert? It's wala good. Wipe out. Give out good. Kanang
kanang beto ato ang sige balik-balik nga kaning kuwang gyud og sentro ang Lakers, di ba? Kuwang gyud sila
Yes.
sentro since they traded AD, wa sila rim protector, wa sila
Right.
assigned rebounder, and we were hoping si Jackson Hayes would step up, right? Pero medyo apiki yun. Pero kung huna-unaon nimo Nick ba, ang akong nabantayan man gud is kung tanaw nimo ang Lakers, wa sila sentro tinuod. Pero ang ilang
Right.
average height ba, mga tag-as man kini silang Vanderbilt, sila ni Dodo, sila ni kinsa pa na Jackson Hayes, si Hachimura, 'di ba? Even LeBron James is pretty tall, 6'8", 6'9". Si Luka is also 6'8", 6'9", or maybe a little shorter than that. Si Reeves is also 6'6". So ang ilang mga players on average tag-as tanawon, 'di ba?
Yeah, like us the young players, but you don't have a Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert has so much experience. Was it at some point he was like defensive player of the year or a candidate or did
Twice
he win, like,
twice over.
diba?
Yeah.
So kanang everyone in the Lakers bench wa sila ikatubag ni Gobert.
Mm.
And then I go back to the fact nga if di man gay mo ka sagang sa bully ball nga style ni Julius Randle,
Mm.
unsa lang ka igabot ni Gobert. So although everyone's preaching about like centerless basketball, it only works on offense. When it comes to defense, you really have to have someone on guarding the perimeter. Nadia sa paint, just kanang doing the dirty jobs ba. Kana
Mm.
mo ni gamit good and when it comes to the Lakers, also apart from that, no, we also have to look into JJ Redick.
Mm.
Which game was that? Yeah, he only used like five. He starting five the second half.
Yeah, wala wala
An
wala
entire.
wala sub, wala
Oh,
substitution. Yeah.
walay sab ba? Kana it tells you a lot about his kana coaching style.
Mm.
Kung ang siya
Mm.
naratol to siya ba, wa
Mm.
to siya
Mm.
kasagang
Mm.
sa how hard things can happen in the playoffs. Wa kito siya. He was so focused on the regular season. He was focused on the things they have to grind to get out of the regular season. But you also have to put emphasis on the fact banga when it comes playoff time, you have to face the team in 5, 6, or 7 times if it has to be forced
Mm.
on a game 7.
Mm.
So a lot of adjustments can be made like each and every game.
Mm.
So ang problema niya, he wasn't able to adjust like
Y-
game after
You
game.
know, akong pangutana ani ba kaning Nick ba is ang Lakers they just acquired
Mm.
Luka, di ba? In a blockbuster trade that sent Anthony Davis to the Dallas Mavericks. And number two, see JJ Redick is a new coach. This is actually the first time he has ever coached ever. Aside from
That's right.
coaching kids, kuno, he coached kuno, like a kids league or something like that. But other than that, this is the first
Okay.
time that he's coached because JJ Redick is a podcaster, right? And then
Correct.
he's a self-admitted kaning basketball junkie, but he dili siya kaning coach. So those two things alone ba? Yeah, see, LeBron James is 40 years old, right? And come on, like 40 years old, although LeBron James still looks like he's a 20-year-old player, but you have to admit
Right.
he's no longer the LeBron James that we knew from 5 years ago even. So akong pangutana ba, with all of these things ba, Luka Doncic, bago na nakaduwa, it takes time for a player to gel, right? Number two, si JJ Redick, first-time coach. Why were our expectations so high? Nganong grabe? Why were we thinking? Why were we talking about an NBA crown when in fact, these two things alone, rookie year ni JJ Redick, and first season, wala pa gini nakasugod siya. He started in the middle of the season, si Luka Doncic. Why were our expectations so high?
Well, it's because we expect nothing less. Okay, we are mobito nang gitawag nga Laker hopefuls. Which other team can we like say Laker kind of hopefuls? What am I lying team? It's always the Lakers. We're always hoping for a championship each and every time.
Mhm.
Like what the Lakers would always say, we don't hang division banners. So we always expect nothing but the best. It's championship or bust. Nindot lang yun siguro kaayo, I think, pagka market si JJ Redick, great basketball mind.
Mm.
He was fresh off a podcast with LeBron, and then what about that was actually JJ Redick's audition to becoming the LA Lakers coach, and he did get the job. Pero you have to realize these players, or make that these coaches that have come to the league, they have been under the wing of like previous championship making kanang kuan coaches.
Mm.
Like for example, Steve Kerr.
Mm.
When he went to the Warriors, it was his first time as a head coach, but he was under the wing of Greg Popovich
Mm.
for the longest time. So he's had a lot of experience, being an assistant coach, and then got the position of being head coach. Ang sa Lakers, of course, JJ Redick. If I don't know if you saw that interview ko to si LeBron, he was like, "Kuan ko to si JJ Redick. He has his moments. He spazzes out." Um, it shows you the inexperience of being a head coach. Naagi yung bang mga times nga maratol gid siya, na mga times nga kadang he gets frustrated a lot, and then kaning nga mga players imbis nga they are rooting for the coach, at the same time mukha na lang sila musabot sila lang mismo musabot na lang sila. Okay, it's his first time as a coach, what ay mabuhat na ana gina siya. So the personnel is there, pero if they were able to get the Mark Williams trade going, if he were healthy, lang gid, that would have really helped the Lakers, especially for this campaign. It wouldn't have been a first round exit.
You know what?
I
Ang Minnesota Timberwolves ba, I think nobody talked about them, right? I mean, like, as far as the Lakers were concerned, they were worried about, maybe perhaps playing the Golden State Warriors, or maybe even Denver. So we actually didn't worry about them as much as a team, diba? Because we saw the preseason game, right? The
Yeah.
regular season game between the two, diba? One, you'd buy si what's his name? si Goldberg, although he's a three-time defensive player of the year according to Varlock here. Thank you so much. He's also a huge Lakers fan, by the way. Si
Hello,
Gobert.
hello.
Gobert, ang iyang minutes murag less than 20 minutes man to during that game because he was really a liability. Kay wani-wanihon gud siya ni Luka, di ba? Sa offensive side, wani-wanihon gud siya. So was that part of the trick? Maybe gipakita lang nila nato nga si Gobert kaning mawani-wani ra ni Luka ni dili nila paduan og dugay para in when the time comes and they meet in the playoffs, a different Rudy Gobert will appear. Is this the same Rudy Gobert that we knew and won 3 defensive players of the year nga wani-wanihon lang ni Luka? In fact, like I said, during the last year, di ba? Nganong nasud man ni ang Dallas Mavericks sa finals, di ba? Gipil din nila ang Minnesota Timberwolves, right?
Ako, I would think why giwani-wani itong a time ni
Luka,
Luka.
yeah.
I think we're forgetting the fact ba nga Luka at that time. Let's forget Luka first with the Lakers. Let's think of Luka with Dallas.
Yeah.
Katong naa pa siya sa Dallas, he had really like he was playing with capable centers and actually I interviewed si Luka and he was like quoted when I was in when Kyrie got to Dallas, we were not able to do a lot of games together, but then we had the entire preseason to work on, and then that's when they got to the championship or something like that. So I think it takes time for Luka to like gel with the players. So let's give it the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully by next season, mature na si Jackson Hayes, mature na sila Rui Hachimura. But apart from that, kuan manggod lahi gid ang playoffs manggod because again it's a 7-game stretch.
O lagi ni
So,
pag first time pag ito ni JJ Redick, di ba? No matter how good
ma-exposed good bro. If you're playing this team, ano mo siya, if it's a regular season, ibutang ta lang you're gonna play that team in the next month, 2 months from now. Lahi yun nga it's consistently ba nga makita yun ba okay, this is their tendency kay bao jud ko in the next substitution mo nilang kuanan on the next play, this is what they're gonna do. It's gonna be a catch and shoot at daghan kayong tendencies nga ma-expose because you're playing games kanang a day after ba. So mo na nakalisod.
So of course everybody is still in shock right now, and I don't know if you have accepted it. I've already accepted it. I'm gonna the stages of loss, right? So muraga
wala na kas denial.
Wala na kas denial. I was in denial yesterday. That's why I held a meeting during the game. Kay denial pa ko. Finally nakagabi siguro pag higda na ko. I made a video. I don't know if you saw that. Pagkuman so muna ni acceptance na siya karon murag naka let go na jud ko ba. So how about the what are the good things that we can take from our season, our shortened season, Nick? Tanaw nimo.
The best thing that ever happened this season was we acquired Luka. And we didn't have to lose a lot of people for it.
Okay.
Kana lang yun. Kay if it were like if Luka was dealt by a different team, wow, if he were from a different team, let's say he was not with Dallas, it was an overhaul for the Lakers. Grabe gito, daghan kito gikuha nga assets and everything just to get him. But Nico Harrison had other plans.
So if you think about it now, because grabe man kayo ka murag vilified si Nico, di ba? Nga grabe kayo gi-criticize si Nico nga why. But kung hunona ani mo ba? Like si Dallas Mavericks, what's his name? Anthony Davis played his final game with them in the regular season. I think it was a play-in game. Yeah, pagkuman he did a really good job. I think he was the cooking points, many rebounds and all of that stuff. Triple double masarug galito. And so they were able to make it to the play-in, and the Lakers were eliminated in the first round. So kung
Right.
ano-naon mo ba, dili day kaayo layo lihas ang ilahang value sa team, di ba? Tanawon mo ba?
Kuan. Sakto man in a way nagitiningon gani nga kanang Nico Harrison must have been right. Kanang kay mo lagi na they got eliminated in the first round, and then exactly the reason why gikuha ni Kuan si AD was because of defense.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's give it to him.
Yeah.
Pero
Yeah.
I think wala man sa kay o lagi yeah sakto the Lakers got the first round exit pero wa man sa mo magduwa og you're not even part of the
Mm.
playoffs, so let's see for Dallas what it brings to them kung kuan ba gid siya if the next season they're gonna perform better. Let's see if in the 82 game stretch, and let's say hopefully they get to the playoffs.
Mm.
Let's see kung sakto ba gid si Nico Harrison nga if when they have AD they're going to be championship contenders.
You know, any team with AD, I think, is a championship contender. Ang contention lagi nato siguro ni AD is really injury prone lagi na siya, di ba? Mo gini
Yeah.
problema niya paghuman. So kung injury prone pasabot niya na he's older than Luka. So that means nga he's going to be more injured the older he becomes. So si Luka is still 27 years old, 28 years old, right? So although he came from an injury, pero he's younger, di ba? So and his
Right.
injuries are not as frequent as AD. Pero ang problema lang yun ni Luka sa is really he's a defensive liability. Yun, unya, even with Vando and Dodo and Gabe who are defensive specialists in many ways, di ba? Wa gyud gihapon unsa taw kana naka compensate for the lack of defense ni Luka, di ba?
Kuan gid it's true, and that's why you can now see the difference between LeBron and Luka.
Mm.
Luka facilitates the offense. He's really good at it, but then he's a liability on defense.
Mo
He,
gyud, oh.
he would not defend to save his life.
Well, he tries. He
LeBron,
looks like he's
but
trying.
he tries. He tries. He gets a couple of steals and everything. But then, like if you say like 3 and D, what gets siya, LeBron on the other hand, even pero mo lagi na, again, father time has caught up with him. The chase down blocks, they happen every once in a while. Pero kanang just being on defense good, because that was really what LeBron was also good at. Good. Especially when he was really younger, especially in his like Miami and Cleveland days, especially the Cleveland days. Kay gukot magutog bisag unsa.
Yeah.
He was a freight train. So I would think the Lakers need to work if they're not gonna make like kanang changes in the roster. I would suggest JJ Redick look for other kanang maybe consult his team more.
Okay.
His coaches more. Kay game 4 was really on him. If you're not gonna do the rotation, if you're not gonna have your other players play and figure out
Si Jackson Hayes pala na wag tang sa besa.
Lagi, di ba? Jackson Hayes was like probably the closest thing you can put on
To
Rudy
the future
Gobert.
center, di ba?
Yeah, di ba?
Di
It
padua pa
doesn't
nila
make
si
sense.
Max, di ba? Si the kanang pakapin ni Luka ba, di ba?
Yeah, di ba? It doesn't make sense. I mean, why would you not put Jackson Hayes in the game?
Mo
I mean,
gyud. Unya si Austin
somebody-
Reeves subay ni kagar po si Austin Reeves ba isa? Buwa nga
siya,
Austin Reeves. I think that was the biggest factor for me. One of the biggest factors is Austin Reeves was not able to sustain his regular season performance, ha?
Pero kuha na siya, bro. That I attribute to kanang just the playoff mindset ba. I don't think ni kagar siya. Maybe it was really because of the defense.
Correct, yeah.
You have to look at it differently. Kay kagar man good can be looked at like in two ways. Let's say his shooting was really bad, but what if it was the other team that caused him to shoot bad?
Okay.
So I wouldn't say bad good too. I think Dallas really did their homework. They made sure the other offensive threats, they neutralize them or at least keep them at bay. Yeah, gani kay there's no way they're gonna stop LeBron. There's no way they're gonna stop Luka because they will score and they will get their shots. si Austin man ang ilang kanang third gun option. So
Mm.
if basta gibali di ba kay other teams, what they're gonna do is they're gonna neutralize the best player and then bahala ng uban.
Mm.
I think Juan siguro whoever they put on Austin did an effective job. Okay, kay in that 5 game stretch na in kuan gud siya. Mura gud siya kanang wasa kanang he was wala gid siya.
Non-factor siya.
Non there you go.
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Non-factor siya.
So now that we have accepted, both of us and our other listeners who are probably Lakers fans still have not accepted the loss, diba? What do you have to tell them? What's your advice to them, if you want to call it that, so that they can move on already and
Okay.
continue becoming Lakers fans no matter what?
Okay, we have Raul Alo. I'm just gonna read his messages here
Okay, okay.
on YouTube. He says like, "Why was the Lakers season short? Because they are short." He says, "I think we ridicule Nico Harrison, but Dallas was mediocre last year until
Okay.
they got Gafford, Lively, and Washington,
Mm-hmm.
which is length. So the Lakers really need length. JJ also needs to mature.
Okay.
So that's the thing. I think we have to get out of the Delulu thoughts, Laker Nation. I think we need to look at other players. Maybe I think in the off season, if they can get like a really good center. I mean, di ba, remember when we talked about this last time, bro? We don't even need to have like a great center. We just need to have like a legitimate center, one who can guard, one who can defend, one who can do the garbage points, do the dirty work. Because you have LeBron and Luca anyway, so they're gonna take care of the baskets. Austin Reeves hopefully will mature from this playoff run, and then
Mm-hmm.
hopefully be more consistent with his shots.
Mm-hmm.
If the defense is better next season, then if the defensive sets are gonna be way better, then
Mm-hmm.
we might have a chance to not even be talking about the first round exit. We can get away from this nightmare. I would say nightmare because we were thinking high hopes, man.
Mo
High
lagi,
hopes, big.
pero mo lagi ba kung ano na ang gini mo ba, like first time coach, di ba? O niya Luka being traded in the middle of the season. So dili gyud na siya. I mean, like kano sab gun ani tabo ba gon nga ang player bag-o lang ni duwa sa usa ka team o niya paghuman na championship contender na sila automatically, dili mo ginawa mo gyud siguro na tabo in the history of the NBA, di ba?
So you're saying why did we even think about this in the first
Yeah, I
place?
know, right? But like I said, you're right. Yeah, Lakers fans are always expecting an NBA championship every single
Right.
year, no matter what, right? And kung
Yeah.
hananaon mo, and plus the pundits, the talking heads, diba, on the sports shows said Lakers in 5, diba? Grabe yung kay sila pro Lakers pod, right? So I think that was also added fuel to the fire. So mo na siya nga
May-
grabe kayo to ka fanatic gihapon sa Lakers, and we were still very hopeful nga masold sila deep in the playoffs. But kung dili pa to Minnesota Timberwolves ay ba? Atong kontra pa, let's just say kung Golden State ba? Kinamo to to'y puruhan, di ba? Kung dili manggali Houston Rockets or even the Denver Nuggets, right? Tanaw na ko ba, this was kind of a litmus test ba? Katong duwa
Yeah.
nila sa Timberwolves, kung makalusot sila ni atong ato kaliguna nga team, si Ant-Man was just Michael Jordan-esque. So that would have been a good sign for us to be able to perhaps be the Western Conference champions. Pero katong may na lang ba nga naundang ang we were able to exit early because there was just no way we could move on to the next round. Kaya magtanaw ko sa Houston Rockets, magtanaw ko sa Clippers bay. Uyaw nila, puyaw sa kayong Clippers og kaning Golden State. I'm sorry, ang Houston Rockets karon. I even think that the Houston Rockets can overcome the Golden State Warriors, and of course on top of that, Shea and the Oklahoma City Thunder unsaon man to na pagpildi ni Luka og ni LeBron, oy. Right?
Okay, now we're talking about the other teams in the West.
Yeah.
You have OKC,
Uh.
you have the Rockets, you
Mm.
have the Warriors,
Yeah.
you have the Clippers, you
Mm.
have Denver.
Mm.
Awa, look, if you were able to follow the Nuggets Clippers nga series, oh my God, they're so dead even.
Mm.
Murag magdaog lang sila sa mga plays down the stretch.
Yeah, correct, yeah.
Okay, because they're Denver and the Clippers, they're evenly matched.
Mm.
Jokic is really good, pero naman sa si Zubac good.
Yeah.
Kanang di ka kaingon ba nga kanang
Pwede ba wayo na to Zubac?
lopsided kisa. Di ka ganahan ko Zubac.
Pwede ba wayo
Ganahan
na
kay
to?
ko Zubac. Lagi pwede bawi yun sa ako. Pwede pa lang. Guwapo kay nindot jud kay nga series.
Yeah.
I would have to say it's the series that I've been watching outside of the Lakers and Wolves.
Okay.
Also I was watching the Knicks og ang kanang kuan Knicks and who's this other team?
Pistons,
Anywho,
Detroit.
the Pistons.
Uh,
Pistons actually
uh,
they're playing now.
uh.
Pero all these playoff teams in the West, naagid sila ay legitimate centers,
Mm.
and we
Mm.
all have to realize this.
Okay.
We can't be a playoff team without a legitimate center. That should be what the Lakers should look at. Kay na naman si Luka. Luka is there.
Pero ngano wa mo sila nagkuwag center ba? Like akong pasabot ba si Alex Lin kisam tonto siya eh.
What's it paduwa asad?
Oh, hinay sa kaya ba yun? Hinay kay sana ni si Max. First game niya. First game niya. So ngano ka? So unsa kay in a way they were probably deluded also sila ni JJ Redick and the whole organization. They could have probably or maybe
that is true.
Maybe Alex was the only one available. Yun siguro unsa man.
Yeah, di ba, Mark Williams wasn't able to pass the medical. That's why he
Correct,
didn't get.
So wala gid siguro laing
rostered.
available ba
But
sa wala gid siguro laing.
yeah. Let's say di magod I believe in what they say ba nga, make do with what you have.
Okay.
If you have a center anyway,
Okay.
gamitan na lang gid na.
Mm.
Kaya why would you get that person and then inyo lang ibangko?
Mm.
Labi na nga you really need someone at the center position.
Mm.
Kana the West is stacked.
Mm.
And everyone knows this. It's lisod jud kayo nga wa kay sentro.
Mm.
So I think this was really a garbage year. Sayang kay ba kay if you're adamant at getting LeBron his next like ring,
Okay.
they should have really looked into it. Murag sakto gito ba nga delulu lang gito ba? Everyone was thinking, it's going to be centerless basketball. We don't need a center. We can do it all together.
Team
all because we have,
rebounding,
LeBron
team
and Luka,
defense, diba?
team defense and everything. And then you're faced with in the first round of the playoffs, you're faced with Rudy Gobert.
Mm.
Di magkita. Wa man kay mo nabuhat ni Julius Randle. Ginoo ko nagsigog na jugong tan-aw ba ko.
Yeah.
Lingawa gid siguro Julius Randle is having a field day.
Mhm.
Like this must be one of those kanang series ba nga bakala siya ka. I'm so glad I'm with the Timberwolves. Cuz he had everything going for him.
Yeah.
Why no one was stopping him.
Mm. Pero they traded also Randall for kaning Kat, diba? And then Karl Anthony Towns is actually going to town with the New York Knicks right now. They're
He's
leading the Pistons
thriving.
89 or 98, Pistons 87. Before we end this conversation, who do you think is the target for the Lakers? Tanaw ni Monique, kinsa ka ato ang kwaon nga will be able to contend for next season?
Well, rumor has it that was Giannis's last game. But
Giannis?
let me tell you,
Okay.
a man can dream.
Okay.
Okay, if we landed Luka,
Okay.
there's absolutely ako makaingon din ko if we got Luka and then we got Giannis, there's a veto coming. It's not gonna happen, man. It's not.
Yeah,
gonna happen.
but realistically, who are the realistic kaning targets na to for next season? Nga centro. Kay it really looks like centro rig kuwang na to, di ba? Kung tanawon gini ba, di ba?
Kana mo, I think that's up to front office. Kay I don't really know which like
Who's available?
centers are available in the market, but
Mm.
kana Rob Pelinka has to do his homework.
Mm.
Okay, you'll have to look at the team's rosters, other teams' rosters, and look for a disgruntled center siguro who wants more playing time.
Okay.
Right? Okay, most likely what we're gonna get is a player, a center past his prime.
Okay.
but
So-
can
so-
still.
So tanawin mo ba the Minnesota Timberwolves devoured the Los Angeles Lakers. Do you think this team will go far with the Clippers and the Nuggets and the Rockets and the Thunder and the Golden State Warriors? Tanawin mo makalusot ka sila sa West with this impressive annihilation of the Lakers?
I believe so, but as to how deep they can go, tana mo yung the question mark. We'll have to wait and see which teams come out of the first round,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe we can do some predictions. Kay, um, the Denver Clippers series nindot jud kay
Mm-hmm.
siya.
Mm-hmm.
Masurprise lang jud ko sa Warriors. At
Mm.
some point, they managed to win games, and,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
maybe it's because of the championship pedigree.
Yeah, yeah.
They find ways to win,
Mm-hmm.
especially
Playoff
during kind of
Butler, yeah.
clutch. Yes, playoff Butler,
Mm-hmm.
of course, Steph Curry. Bisag mo pag kanang wala na ang Splash Brothers,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the system. Ang system mismo sa Warriors, it works
Mm.
because the players are interchangeable. You can
Mm.
just put one on this position and on this position, and they're gonna work.
Mm.
So
By the
I
way,
don't know.
we'll see. We'll
Yes.
see. But I'm just wondering how you feel about the kind of vanquisher of the Lakers, but the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I think I feel like they're gonna go far. I feel like Morag siguro probably they're gonna probably be in the second round at least. Of course, they already are in the second round, and maybe
They are.
they survive potentially. Kinsa ilang kontra? If kinsa man ni, is it gonna be Houston's? Or the Golden State Warriors, or is it the Denver?
Who leads the series? It's 3-1 for the Warriors, right?
3-2, 3-2 na. The Houston Rockets actually gilubong nila ang Warriors in game 5. So na 3-2 na ang series.
Oh
Yeah,
shoot!
yeah.
Wow.
So they can still come back from this. Batanon pa makaning kuan Rockets, 'di ba? So
and question, di ba sa Houston Rockets, ang ilang coach kasi Ime Udoka?
yeah,
Um,
Udoka, yeah.
Yeah, he was the coach. Well, siya ba the coach sa Boston sa una?
I think so,
He
yeah.
was what?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
So makaingon siya ka ba nga, that guy is really good.
Mm.
That's a really good coach.
Yeah.
That team is very young.
Mm.
They're gritty and they grind
Okay.
and they hustle.
Okay.
And then maybe add more years,
Yeah.
like a playoff run, and they can be great at it. Kay dugay biya silang nawapod sa playoffs biya katong pagkahawa ni Harden.
Bay-
So they had like rough years.
Bay kaning di ba naman tayo tawag og kaning NBA post NBA kaning unsa tawag na
Interviews.
withdrawal like
Yeah. Oh, true.
kita karon ba nga ato ang season it ended, the Lakers fans season ended abruptly ba, magunsa lang tani bay maghinuktok lang tani ako ba I don't plan to watch any games anymore, man, because it's depressing to watch a game. But ikaw unsa man magunsa tani bay mag-abot-abot lang tayo sa eskina ani mag-istorya-storya lang tayo the good old days unsa man
Like here's the thing, for myself especially, dugay na magay kung naanad ko nga Lakers are out of playoff contention. kanang naanad na jud ko ba.
di man good bago ra mo to na champion ko 2020 katong
I know.
bubble season, no?
I know, but
Oh.
then think of the other years nga wa kita kada
katong Kobe years, di ba?
Oh, the Kobe years na. So naanad na ko. So if we do get in the playoffs,
Oh.
wow, that's
Bonus
great.
na, bonus. Oh.
That's a bonus already. If wala gani, then yeah, let's watch all the other teams.
So makatanaw ra ka bay?
Makatanaw ra gyapon.
Makatanaw ako.
Kanang-
Ako may
Pero-
di man ko makatanaw og duwa nga Lakers bay kung mapildi sila bay. I can't stand watching a Lakers game nga mapildi sila. So I never saw all the games that we lost.
Funny kayo kay ako, I'm the kind who watches the games.
Okay.
But then if kabantay ko mga pilihon nun, di ko mo tanaw kay mahad.
Dili mo
Kanang
humanon.
I stop watching, di ko humanon kay basig mapildi.
Mao sigurong napildi sila bay kay dili ka mo pakpak sa screen bay. Mao siguro. Oh.
Labi na kaning moari na sa kada mga last 3 minutes,
Oh.
bana jud ko agoy murag pildihonon man gyud, murag makita na gid nimo ba nga lusot-lusutan naman lang kanang lusot-lusutan lang Edwards,
Oh.
lusot-lusutan lang Randall, kana jud ko agoy murag pildi man gyud, di ba? Mo to nga ningon na jud ko nimo daan game 5, or are we gonna talk about it? No, not. Kay bao jud ko it's a first round exit. I don't even need to watch the game. Kanang kay bao jud ko pildi gyud.
Katubitong game 2 siguro to. Nga di ba daog mong Lakers sa game 2, di ba? Sa
Yeah.
best of 7 nila nga si JJ Redick murag na malikas tug maayo nga naunsa man mo
Oh,
diya
yeah,
oy
yeah.
kito. Di ba? Di ba?
Oo.
Murag nasuko siya maayo ba nga nagatindog-tindog raman mo diya, di ba? That was actually, it looked like a pivotal moment ba nga murag finally the Lakers are awake or something like that. That looked like a pivotal moment. Unya tanaw na ko murag kaning that was murag importante to sa moment sa series ba. But the Lakers looked very demoralized, right? In game 3, game 4, and of course finally game 5. Murag that was not what it was, what we thought it was.
I think they were really demoralized. Again, we've been talking about this for about 30 minutes straight.
Okay.
What against sila ikatubag? Good.
Ni-
They don't have an answer for Gobert. They
oh.
don't have an answer for Randall.
Mm.
Forget about Anthony Davis. Kaya Anthony Davis will make that Anthony, whatever the guy's
Mm.
last name is. Kanang the fact of the matter is, what man gusto sila ikatubag sa depensa?
Mm.
If you're playing on a 5 game stretch, or how long the stretch is, and then you don't have an answer to a problem, and then every time you step in the court, that the problem always faces you. Kay bawal jud ka nga on this squad. If your assignment is to be guarding kana Gobert, what are you gonna do?
Mm.
You don't have the body, you don't
Mm.
have the height, you don't you don't have his skills
Mm.
to begin with.
Mm.
So that's demoralizing for any player. Okay,
Ik-
once you get back, once in a timeout, ikaw na po yaw-yawan.
Mm.
Saan magkakanaw, hindi makakabantay nito na blah, blah,
Mm.
blah.
Ay,
Obviously.
now that our season has ended, the Lakers fans season has ended, nam gina siya adapted team. Nam ta adapted team. Kinsa man imong adapted team ba nga imuhang labanan na lang karon. Nga wala naman tay Lakers kay para napatay rason mo tanaw og TV, mo tanaw og basketball.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
I've always, because of Kawhi playing well.
Okay.
Weird, no? Weird, no? I mean, I never was a fan of the Clippers,
Okay.
but tungod lang kay nalingaw ko sa duwa sa Denver o Clippers karon nga
Okay,
series. So,
okay.
kana jud ko nga, man, I wanna watch the Clippers more.
Mm.
Champion naman good na Denver. Good. I
Mo,
mean,
you know.
like you can't take that away from them.
Mm.
Pero ang Clippers mo, makatanaw ka mga, no,
Dugay-dugay. Wa pa na sila championship, di ba?
wa pa na sila yung championship. If they do,
Gibuhosan ng kwarta ni ni Steve Ballmer, kaning former owner of
Yeah,
Microsoft,
correct.
di ba? Grabe kayo na.
Grabe.
Bago lang stadium, di ba?
nindot kayo ng stadium. But, pero
Oh,
mo na,
oh.
if they are gonna win more games,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if ang ako ng kuyawan baga basta niya eliminated gapon sa Denver because the championship experience, even
Mo
if
gid, oh.
they lost their head
Yeah.
coach bag-ulan jud kayo,
Yeah.
pero ang kuan magud, the way they run their quad is pretty the same ron gud gapon. So
Mm.
I doubt if the Clippers get out of the first round, but lindot lang yun tan-awon ng Clippers. Credit goes to Teron Lu.
Ako ba, automatic yun na ba ang makapildi sa Lakers become my team. Automatic yun na ako. So ako I'll be rooting for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Oh, so muna siya. So I'm hoping that the Minnesota Timberwolves will be the NBA at least Western Conference. They'll reach that point. So automatic muna akong default kuan ba makapili sa akong Lakers. Maayo na sila, championship na sila. Kay it reinforces man the fact kay kung nakadaog pa to Lakers champion ta.
Makes sense. And they're also exciting to watch.
Okay.
And they're a pretty balanced team.
Correct, yeah.
Their offense is great.
Yeah.
Pero at the same time, fighter sa jud kayo ang ilan. The defense really.
Yeah, mga
grabe
tag-as man
din.
kayo mga sentro sa Thunder, sa Houston, di ba niya sa
Yes.
igabot sa East, tag-as kayong Cleveland Cavaliers, tag-as kayo ang kaning Boston Celtics. So kaya na kayo nila in terms of center ba?
Pero I think lang, no, let's say lang ha. Matchup for matchup, let's say Timberwolves o kanang kuan, Thunder gyapon ko eh.
Mo ba? Okay.
Shea, I don't know how you stop Shea.
Yeah, I know. Grabe kay ka-smooth ba sa? Smooth kay mo duwa ba sa? Lain sa
And the defense.
Oh. Kinsa
Ang defense
kinsa man ang
was
naghubo
okay
sa imong background ba? Kinsa man na ba?
Yeah, ako anak.
Ako anak, paklaro na rin kay basig ma-viral ta niya.
No. Nabi ako sala ha.
Okay,
Pero
dili ba?
anywho.
Basig ma-viral ta ba? It's okay.
Ayo eh. Fine.
So si Raul Alo tan-aw gihapon ta mga bay. We need to cheer for any team that's not called the Boston Celtics. Kay katong atong age-old rivalry, grabe makinistan. In
Grabe,
fact,
no?
ang Lakers, sakto ba ko nga ika 17th or 18th nato nga crown atong last crown back in 2020 was 17th or 18th? 18th.
I think 17th. and
17th.
then
Ang Boston has
just had their
18th. 18th,
Yeah.
right? So final question, who do you think will emerge as the NBA champions for this year?
All because they won last year.
Okay.
Basing Boston gyapon.
Mo ba? Tanaw nimo?
I don't know. Okay.
Okay, dili ka Thunder? Do you think
It's so
do you
hard.
think do you think the Thunder don't have an answer for Tatum and Brown and Porzingis?
Actually, if you watch, if that were to happen, if that's gonna be what the finals
Thunder versus
uh,
Boston.
uh, Boston o kana OKC,
Mm.
that's gonna go down to a game 7 for
Mm.
sure. Lingaw kana siya. That's gonna
Yeah.
be a fun series to watch
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Pero mo lagi, I don't know how the Thunder will respond, especially it's gonna be their first time nga kanang they head into a finals if they are to get to the finals.
Mm.
Okay, I just have this nagging feeling the Warriors may be able to pull off something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know.
Okay.
I for as long as there's a Steph Curry
Mm.
and a Steve Kerr coaching that
Mm-mm.
Warriors team, I'm not gonna give up on them.
Yeah.
I have a reason to believe they'll pull something a rabbit out of a hat or whatever.
Yeah. So
But
so more imong dark horse, especially with playoff Jimmy, but kana mo aging team good, aging team in the sense nga si Green, Draymond Green and Steph Curry, they're getting a little old, right? And then pag human, the longer this series goes, the deeper they get into the playoffs, the more of a factor injuries will become. So
makes sense.
I know what you mean. I mean, like, you always have a fighting chance if you have a shooter that can shoot from the logo, right? Pero
Yeah.
kung if they can't take care of the Houston Rockets, and then go deep into maybe a game seven, then injuries become a factor.
Now,
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
your point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna allude to your point.
Yeah.
Sakto ka, you have a
Mm-mm.
very strong point right
Uh-huh.
there. Houston is a very young team,
Yeah.
deep.
Mm.
They're also balanced, quite balanced for offense and defense.
Yeah.
So yes, again in like a 7 game stretch, injury prone good. Lapit ang mga tiguang na.
Mo lagi,
So
oh.
sige, let's give you the benefit of doubt.
Okay.
Let's say OKC gets to the finals.
Mm.
Let's say Boston gets to the finals.
Mm.
Kinda, bro, fresh legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, OKC
Yeah.
is gonna be so hungry
Yeah.
to get the
But
chip.
yeah. But I
They-
don't want to discount the Cleveland Cavaliers though, the way they took care of the Miami Heat. Murag gi-sweep
Yeah.
nila, gikulatan lang, gilubong lang maayo. So, you will never know, man. We'll find out soon enough, right? So
Daghan na kay nindot nga teams.
yes. But still, we love our own. We love the Los Angeles Lakers. So daghang salamat
Oh,
sa
yes.
imuhang panahon na Nico. Unya ang imuhang kanta is getting a lot of attraction here in our radio station 105.1.
Hey, thank
Congratulations sa imong. God bless you. And when's your next event? When's your next concert? Do you have any coming up?
Koan, we are gonna be playing in Butuan. It's
Oh,
actually
wow, okay.
happening. Yeah, on the 17th.
What's happening in Butuan Banday ba? Sa pesta ni siya, unsa man ni?
No, it's actually an alumni homecoming.
Oh, okay, okay.
And sa FSUU. Kalimot
Okay.
ko sa pangalan sa school. Oh, there. It's gonna happen sa FSUU nga kuan school, whatever. It's Rock of Ages. Ang theme sa ilang event is Rock of Ages. So we're gonna be playing alongside 40 the band.
Okay.
So that's gonna be fun.
A lot of fun for
So,
sure.
Yeah. So
And
katong mga
if they want to
friends
know
na-
more about Nicholay, your band, yourself, and maybe your music, unsa man atong pangitaon? Asa man ka namo pangitaon sa atong social media platforms? Go ahead, tell everybody.
Sure. Nicholay032 on Facebook
Okay.
and IG. We have music, original music na sa Spotify na mo. So it's Nicholay. Look for Nicholay. There's a cassette tape sa mong logo. That's us.
Wow. Okay. Unya paghuman, God bless you has been around for a few months now. Naamoy bag-o nga maabot na pod.
Kuan pa, mag-come up and make one more song and
Okay.
maybe release an EP and all that stuff.
Unsa
But
man ni
thank you so much.
kani binisaya ni mo ang sunod nga kanta or in English na sad ni? Sa man tan-aw
Okay,
nimo?
we wanna have it as a one-off. Kanang if it goes down the line, but GBY is gonna be the first and only Bisaya song we're gonna write. Most of the songs are gonna be in English, gid siya. Kaya mo
Okay.
maganda mo akong preferred
Okay.
way to write songs.
So, nindot ka paminaon magbinisaya ba? Dili binuang ba? Dili binuang ba? Okay raman sad ba? Nindot mas ka paminaon magbinisaya. Nindot man. There's actually a way to sing binisaya nga nindot paminaon. Yeah. Kaning it just takes a little, number one, getting used to kanang magong paminaw kanang music sad ba. Sometimes it takes time for you to appreciate it. Niya kana atong pinulungan nga binisaya atong ingon nga gahi na, di ba? Pero naman the way you actually did it is beautiful, and it it makes it less gahi and all of that stuff. Imo lang isago-sago gamay in English ba kay God bless you, di ba? Mura man gani in English, di ba? So mga kaigalan, Nicholay, the vocalist of the band, self-named band Nicholay, with
Go Lakers!
GBY, Go Lakers. Let's all arrest atong mga utok ato nang makatog na gyud ta. Makatog na ta. Humana atong mga pag-antos. early in the
no
season.
LA without Luka, baby.
All right. Thank you so much. Here's Nicholay. God bless you, Lakers fan, and all the NBA fans out there. Good luck to your team. 105.1 TMC.